Yeah, I did do a few festivals, and my drones are not. You really need a DJI, like a Mavic, and all that to do that cinematic stuff. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that's very cool.
That's the good thing about life.
Welcome back to Angela Easley's Rock and Blues Review on Radio Free Nashville. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We hope you're having a great evening. Thank you for tuning in, as always. And we have very special guests from the music industry. You know, we always have artists on to play. Of course, you know, I love to promote and help support other artists as well, but it's a great support to the artists that I love to help to have someone in on the music business side, and that's exactly what we're doing tonight. We're talking about all about music business from one of the top industry agencies here in Nashville. He's been around for a long time, 20 plus years in the business, worked with some of the top artists in blues, rock, and beyond, Americana, and like that. From the Music Mogul AI and Stewart Entertainment Agencies, we're hanging out tonight with Brad Stewart. Are you having a good time with us tonight, Brad?
I am. We're having such a great discussion. Even
I know,
off air,
right?
So.
I know. It's just like the other day, we were chatting, our first time chatting. I think it's people from Mississippi. You know, we don't ever know how to hush. You know, we just can talk to everybody, and like we both lost track of time because you had a phone call and we're just chatting away. We're just chatting about everything, but that's awesome. I know, and the time is passing by. We've just been chatting away tonight, and it's awesome. But we got lots more to chat about because we're about to get into some really good stuff that I know you're excited about. I'm excited about it. I just learned about it. You were telling me all about it yesterday. I can't wait to get more into it today. By the way, I want to remind you, you're listening to WRPM, LP, Pasco, Tennessee, 103.7 FM, 107.1 FM, Bellevue, Franklin, parts of Brentwood, and Fairview. Want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Micron Services out of Bogalusa, Louisiana. 30 years, family-owned business for all your construction needs, earning each customer one relationship at a time. Find them on Facebook, Micron Services. Like I said, we're hanging out with agent from Music Mogul AI and Stewart Entertainment Agency, Brad Stewart, right here. Now, Brad, you have your own entertainment agency. You've worked with one of the top agencies for a good while in blues and rock genre. And you branched out on your own, but you have a brand new thing that I'm so excited we're going to start talking about now, Music Mogul AI. And you have your website up. You can find him on Facebook and everything. So first, tell me why you wanted to develop this and present it to everybody, and just tell us about Music Mogul AI.
Yeah, I'll give you guys the background story and how it all started. So. Yeah, coming out like we spoke on the phone the other day, I knew that the world was different for the music industry pre-COVID and post-COVID. There's so much that changed during that time. Technology has changed a lot. Buying behaviors have changed a lot. Of course, you have inflation and margins are shrinking and, all of that. And I needed to address all of that as an agency owner. And I had a pretty sobering process where I had to look at my books and look at the numbers, and I was trying to figure out, okay, like, this is how much I made last year, and this is how much time it cost me.
Yeah.
It was not very pretty.
Right.
The
reality hit in.
Right. And that was really hard to do, but I needed to do that, and I almost quit.
Oh no!
I almost did. I almost just completely switched industries, and I'd gotten into real estate.
Yeah.
Started doing like investing in tax liens and tax deeds and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And anyway, I was like, well, that's maybe a better industry for me, because I love to invest and all that. I'm clearly okay with risk.
Yeah.
So,
you've been in the music business this long. You
I was
gotta
like,
be.
maybe this is a better race than the turtle race that I'm betting on over here. So
you might have a few more odds in your favor.
Right. At least now we're betting on horses and not turtles. I don't know. But so in that process, I was like, maybe there's a better software that can help me run my agency.
Okay.
And I started, and I'd been kind of looking for a couple years, and really just didn't find anything that worked for me. You know, most of the software out there, they're basically CRMs, and most of them like just do booking, just do marketing, or they just do management.
Yeah.
None of them do all three of them.
Okay.
There's one that's better than others, but it was still just a CRM. It just kind of helps you organize the data. It doesn't really do anything.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I was using Google, so
Yeah.
I was using,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
set up my whole business on Google Docs, Google Drive, Google
Yeah.
Calendar, and it's free.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, you know, but I'm happy to pay for a software, but it needs to do something.
Right.
You know, not just help me organize it, because I've
Right.
already got that down.
Yeah.
So anyway, couldn't find what I wanted, and I was like, well then, what else are we going to do to work smarter? You know, and being an agent and an agency owner, being a business manager, I think I mentioned this the other day on our phone call, but you know, I've looked underneath the hood,
Yeah.
and I know what the numbers look like
Right.
for all parties involved,
Yes.
and it's not very pretty
It's not.
for anyone.
It's not. People don't realize that. It's not a glamorous
It's not.
luxury life for anybody.
And you know, so I was finally like, you know, like I've told you, I love to learn, and I was really getting into AI, and you know, I was like, there isn't any software out there for the music industry that is leveraging AI right now.
Yeah.
You know, and the ones that are, well, when I first started, none of them were doing it. And now, and I started back in May of 2025
Okay.
with Music Mogul.
Okay.
None of them were doing it. Now there's a couple, but they just do booking.
Okay.
And you know, I haven't used their systems. I've kind of tested some out, and I've done some scouting with my competitors and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
none of them do booking, marketing, and management,
All three.
leveraging large language models and agentic AI.
Okay.
And I had 20 years of experience doing all of this
Yeah.
manually, you know,
In the trenches.
the old analog
Yeah.
way, you know, and so I knew what needed to be built.
Yeah.
You know, I knew the workflows, I knew the email nurturing sequences that I could put in.
Yeah.
I knew how to price everything. I know all the inner workings
Right.
of all that. And I was like, I'm just going to build my own software.
Yeah.
And I was like, worst case scenario is nobody buys my software. I at least have a software that lives inside Stewart Entertainment Agency.
Yeah, that you could use.
that allows me
Yeah.
to work smarter.
Right.
And instead of having like 10 or 20 bands at a time, I can maybe have 100 or 200 bands
Right.
at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because our system is working smarter.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's doing that outbound outreach and the follow-ups and all that. So we can do the higher level
Yeah.
decision making and the branding and the positioning and doing all that, you know, stuff. It's not the repetitive,
Grunt work.
right, the
Yeah,
grind,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, which is important. You have to have that. That's not going away in our business. But I'm trying to create something that allows that process to be smoother, more time efficient.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it started out, I was like, I'm just going to do this for Stewart Entertainment. But the more I got into it and I started doing my research and started building it out, I was like, you know, if I could give this to the artist directly,
Yeah.
I can give them my database, give them my workflows,
Yeah.
give them everything as, you know, as if I were booking them and let them do it.
Yeah.
Where I do a subscription model and not a commission traditional agency model.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, I think that could really
Yeah.
make a lot of sense for
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
because like you and I were talking the other day, for an agency to get interested in you and your band, there's a certain level of income that we need to see before it makes sense for both parties.
Right, right.
And it's usually around $200,000 a year
Yeah.
in annual live revenue,
Yeah.
gross income.
Yeah.
Right? Because we only make 10 or 15, 20%, whatever,
Right.
off that live revenue. And, you know, like I said, you know, the other day, if you're making $200,000 a year and you got us at a deal, or any agency at a deal, which would
Yeah.
be the best deal you could find is 10%.
Right.
That's only 20
Yeah.
grand to
Yeah.
book your
And
band
that's a
for
lot
a
of
whole
work.
year. That's
Yeah.
a ton of work.
Yeah.
Where, when you have an album release, you're going to pay a publicist $3 to $5 grand a month for a minimum of 3 months to promote your album.
Yeah.
So they're going to make 12 to 15 grand in 3 months, in 1 quarter,
Right.
and we're going to make 20 in 4 quarters.
Right.
And we're
The
putting,
math wasn't mathing.
it wasn't. And, I was like, this is broken,
Yeah.
So, but not only that, to get on with an agency, we want you to have new product coming out. We
Yeah.
need to like that product.
Yeah.
We want you to have a publicist.
Yeah.
We want you to have a manager and a label and a distributor, and
Yeah.
we want you to have all of your data ready for us so that we can leverage that data
Right.
to get you more gigs. And,
Yeah.
so even if you do all of that stuff correctly and the stars completely align for you, you get onto a roster with an agency and you think you've made it and you can just focus on the music, right? And
right.
you've done everything right. The truth is that most agencies, they're going to do about 4 or 5 things for you. They're going to list you on the website. They're going to put you in the newsletter, probably do some social media posts.
Yeah.
And, they may try to put you on as support with some other bands on their agency. And, but they're going to be proactive for you for about 6 to 8 months.
Right.
And on that initial term of the agreement. And if the phone is not ringing for you and you're not going into points on the deals that they are getting, then they just drop you.
Right.
And that is a terrible model.
Yeah.
You've worked so
it's a
hard
lot of pressure,
to get it to that point, and that you could really be doing this better yourself.
Right.
And these people are just mailing it in because you're playing against other artists on a roster.
Right. And they have their favorites, like you were saying. Before.
Yeah, they're going to spend more time on the artists
Whoever
that are making them the most money.
Yeah, money talks.
Right.
In any business.
So now you're competing against other artists. So there's a conflict of interest.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, then I get it.
And you fought to get that. You fought for that conflict of interest. And that was what was really sad for me is that I kept turning down bands that were honestly the most talented artists that would come across my desk. But their numbers, and they just didn't have the pieces of the puzzle
together. Yeah.
And I thought, that's really just a terrible model. The math isn't mathing.
Right.
And there's conflicts of interest.
Right.
And there's a better way to use technology today to do all of this.
Because we have all this amazing technology.
Yeah. And I know what it needs to do. So I was like, I can put together a blueprint.
Yeah.
And let's just build it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I took the plunge and decided to completely invert that whole traditional agency model.
Yeah.
I don't believe in, if you're doing $500,000 a year as an artist, fine. The traditional agency probably works better for you. You probably need that personalized attention because the numbers are bigger.
You've made it to that level.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can also afford to pay people to farm some of that stuff out.
Yeah,
So you can, so that's just where the numbers start to make sense. And, anyway, so I was like, I'm just going to create a subscription-based model.
Okay.
And we're going to offer consulting and mentorship in addition to that. So that's something else that we offer with Music Mogul. That the others, they're just creating software.
Right.
And
you're on your own, like figure it out or don't.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like they're vibe coding something. They're in tech world. They haven't lived 20 years in a booking,
hands-on
management, publisher, publicist, consultant, mentor. They haven't done all the stuff that I've done. And I have the scars to prove it. I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned from, I've worked with almost 400 bands.
That's incredible.
In my career.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've learned from their mistakes.
Yeah.
And their teams, and watch what they do with their budgets and what works and what doesn't work. And this guy's worth the money and they're not worth the money. I've learned a lot from that, and I have a lot of great strategic partnerships and contacts that I just want to help independent artists
Yeah.
succeed. And
it is so hard for independents. Like, there's a huge gap. We were talking about this. We just played the Clearwater Blues Festival in Florida, and it was great. Had a lot of great artists and just so much fun. And I love festivals. You know, that's one of my favorite atmospheres to be in. Everybody's so happy and good weather, you know, most of the time. But anyway, we were talking, my band and I, we were talking about that coming back. There's a huge gap in the industry between the independent artist level and then the mainstream have made it artists. Like, there is, people don't realize a huge, I'm talking about huge gap, numbers wise, like of what people are getting paid, you know, in every aspect, from live performances to their royalties, you know, everything. Like, where, you know, even though I've accomplished a little bit, not very much, I'm by no means, you know, national level yet or anything like that, but just the gap in like my level of a little bit of success to national, like, it's just astronomical, the difference. Like, I was telling them what I know some of my friends that are like, you know, up there, what they make versus what, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, that's what we're trying to get to, you know. Their eyes were like, wow, what? You know.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's there, but the funnel gets way smaller, you know, at the top. You know, it's not accessible to everybody, but it is there.
Yeah.
But people just don't realize just the gap, and that from this step tier to national act, you know,
Right.
is way a huge difference.
Yeah, and that's the world that I have lived in for 20 years. Is, you know, my lane and my specialty, I like to think of it as my role is to take artists that are at that regional level and take them to that national and international level.
Yeah.
Usually within a year or two.
That's awesome.
You know, if you have the drive, I know we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
You gotta want it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, if you are willing to learn, willing to take direction, you know, because I can talk till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah.
But if you're not willing to listen to the feedback, you know,
it's no good.
Right. I mean, you know, so, but that's the gap is, in my experience, it's artists that are making, let's just say around $75K a year, which is where most of them kind of start to hit that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of doing it as a hobby. It's not paying the bills.
Right.
You know, but they're doing the best they can.
Yeah.
You know, and with the resources that they have.
Right.
And, you know, breaking into that $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year level, you have to have a level of commitment.
Yeah.
To get to that, and it's not just you; it's your bandmates, or you know,
your team,
or your team. Yeah, I call it your power team.
Right.
You know, it's
exactly.
the people that you surround yourself with,
Yeah.
and that is honestly as important as your talent.
Oh, absolutely. It can be even more important, honestly, I think, in my opinion. And we were talking about, you know, because now, you know, it's a blessing and a curse. It's a catch-22 with technology. We have all this access to technology. We have all this access as independent artists to do all these things, you know, ourselves, DIY, you know, do it yourself.
Yeah.
And, but the trade-off of that is, we were talking about burnout, you know, burnout and exhaustion because I'm in that position now. You know, I have this radio show, I have my independent label, I produce other artists, I'm still writing songs for myself, plus writing for other artists, trying to tour and get out and play as much as I can on top of it. And it's like, there's only so many hours in the day, and you only have so much energy as a person, you know, that you can put out. And then if you're putting out in so many different directions, like, then, you know, like, your art starts to suffer because you're not even able to put as much energy and time into it. So it's like, it's just a whirlwind, but this is where we are today. But I think this, you know, this software program that you have invented and developed or had people develop for you, but I think it's going to be great because that is a huge problem right now. As much as it is, you know, used to, the old way was, you had to go knock on doors and get a record label to sign you. That's the only way you could, like, be heard and, you know, make music back in the day. But now, you know, you can distribute your own music, you can record your own music in your bedroom at home, you know, you got a MacBook and a, you know, microphone. But it's just the the burnout of everything involved, because it does take a team. And independent artists now, I mean, like me, I feel like I do the work of, you know, a team of at least 5 people that some artists have, and I'm
Sure.
doing it all myself, you know. So what a great, I think this is going to be phenomenal, and I hope it takes off for you, and I can't wait to, you know, get into it and try it out for myself and share it with all my friends. But yeah, I think this is going to be a tremendous thing, because burnout in this industry, like you were saying, even if you have the ability, if you're doing it all yourself, you can only go at that level for that, you know, that much putting out, wearing all the hats for so long, because you know, we're all human and we all have our limits. So.
Yeah, and the more successful you are at doing it, the harder it gets,
right?
Because the volume is picking up.
Yeah,
you know?
The demand. Yeah,
and that's just a product of you doing things right.
Yeah,
you know? So but yeah, so this is really designed to bridge that gap from artists that are making around, you know, 75 grand, 50, 75 grand a year, to get them to that $200,000, $300,000, maybe $400,000 level.
Yeah.
And because it doesn't play favorites on a roster.
Yeah.
And like for me, I was like, that in itself is worth at least 10 grand a year, you know?
Yeah, right.
If that's all it does and works for just you and your band and doesn't play favorites with other bands on a roster, then that's huge.
Yeah.
You know? But it's a human in the loop model, so it doesn't just send out cold email slop.
Okay.
You have to, it does the heavy lifting of everything on the back end, and you still get to approve it, just as if I were your booking agent.
Okay.
And we can get into all the details and everything about it, but there's 3 agents in the software. There's a booking agent, a marketing agent, and a management agent.
Okay.
And most artists that approach us, they want to just jump into the software, and I totally understand that, because it is going to change people's lives.
Yeah.
It's going to save you so much time, effort, money.
Yeah.
Reduce burnout, give you control, clarity,
Absolutely.
all of that.
Yeah.
But you know, it's going to amplify whatever you put into it. So if you have crappy live video and you don't have good positioning and branding, and you don't understand how to price yourself properly for each market and each type of event and all of that, if you do not have a good contract writer, stage plot, PK, you know, if you don't have all of that stuff together, you're kind of just running crap at scale now.
Right. Yeah.
So, and we do not want that from you.
Yeah.
We want to tee things up and have you create the right first impression, put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
So there's really 3 paths, maybe 4 paths that you can take. You can keep doing what you're doing and hope that something changes for you. Yeah. And not do anything.
Right.
That's one option. The second option is you can do the software and you're ready. You like what you have, you like your branding, you're fine with it, and you're ready to go. You can just jump into the software.
Okay.
Option 2. Option 3 is we offer consulting on the front end.
Yeah.
Where we can help you with all of that.
Right.
So we typically offer 4 one-hour consults where we go over typically, and we can change this, but we typically do 1 call for booking, 1 for marketing, 1 for management, and then the last one is kind of a recap to make sure that anything we did on the previous 3 calls, that everything was addressed or accomplished before we move forward.
Okay.
And nothing fell between the cracks, so that we can get that progression that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you can do that as much as you want, but that's kind of typically how it goes. Some artists are just like, I just need bookings. Let's do 4 hours on bookings. Just help me get bookings. You know? And that's fine. We can do that.
Yeah.
You know.
You can tailor it to your needs. That's great about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the third option. And we even include, you know, 1 month to the software for one of the agents as well. In that. So we give you a 14-day free trial, by the way. No credit card. No credit card needed. You know, just get in and try it.
Okay.
And so we even have like an alpha program right now that we're doing. I just want to see people getting gigs.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have a program to see who's going to get the most gigs and make the most money. And I'm going to give them basically a full month of the software for all 3 agents. We have 3 different kind of races that we're running. There's one for like solo singer-songwriters, one for bands, and one for DJs.
Okay, nice.
So
yeah.
I'm giving away 3 months for each, or 1 month for each one of those. But we're also going to feature them on our socials. I have Music Industry Architects podcast as well that we're going to have them on. And, I just want to see people. I want to see who's going to use this. And really leverage it. So we even have an affiliate program as well, which I know you and I haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
But you can share a link, and if other people sign up using your link, then you get a discount off of your monthly subscription.
Oh, okay.
Just for telling people
Yeah,
about
that's
what
awesome.
you're doing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, so one reason why we want to do that consulting as well is because in the software there's an option for you to load into the software a business plan.
Okay.
So, you can create your own business plan if you want. That's totally fine. But you can also have us that's been doing this for 20 years that knows what to do, to put that together for you.
Yeah.
So, but when you have a business plan and you're able to feed that into the software, that then sets up the guardrails for the software. You're basically telling it, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do it, this is when I want it to be done, and it's going to try and keep you on track to hit those goals. It's going to say, you need more bookings here, you said you wanted to reach these goals, you need to be doing this here. So just as if I was your business manager, the very first thing I would do for you is create a business plan.
Okay.
So you're able to feed that into the software.
Yeah.
Which is huge because you're able to articulate it not only to yourself and to your bandmates, but the rest of your team and now the software as well.
Yeah.
And of course, that's a living, breathing document. But you want to be specific about it.
Now, for someone, because I know, I'm still learning. I know a pretty good bit, but I still have lots to learn because it's a deep hole. It's a deep rabbit hole of technology these days. But for some artists that maybe they feel they're not that tech savvy, how user friendly is the software?
It's very user friendly.
Okay.
So it essentially, when you log in and you're going to put in all the settings. You're going to tell it just as if I were your booking agent.
Okay.
I want to quote, this amount for clubs on a weekday and a weekend, a concert series, weekday, weekend, festival, weekend, weekday. You're going to put in those parameters. You're going to link up all of your socials and everything.
Okay.
And it's able to look at all of that data from your socials.
Okay.
Okay. And it's going to be able to highlight and tell you you're getting traction in these markets.
Okay.
You need to be targeting these. And it will recommend certain markets and venues and things of that nature. Now you can sort through all the venues by capacity, by genre, by location, all of that. And there's, I think it's over like 12,000 venues and contacts that are in the database. It's massive. And it's international as well, by the way.
Great.
It's not just here in the States. But, most of those venues are what we call hard ticket venues. Okay. And you may know this, but I don't know if your listeners know the difference between a hard and a soft ticket, so I'll kind of explain that real quick. A hard ticket venue is a destination music venue where there is a bar and a stage, and it's very easy to tell that they are there for your band. Right. It's called a hard ticket because it's hard data. Okay. Like you can say if you did 200 paid on a $10 ticket on a Thursday night at the exit in, you're worth $2,000 in Nashville on a Thursday. Right. That's hard data to show anybody else in Nashville this is what my band is worth. Right. Right. Whereas if you go to the Hard Rock or BB King's or something like that, where their business model is food and beverage. Right. They have live music after 8 o'clock for like a $5 ticket. Yeah. But they're just getting foot traffic in off the street. Right. So you say, I did 200 paid at BB King's for the Hard Rock, and you go to 3rd and Lindsley and say, hey, I did 200 paid. And they're going to be like, yeah, but that's a soft ticket. Right. So it's soft because the data is soft. It's hard to tell. Yeah. Are they there for the music? Are they there for the food? Right. You don't really know. Yeah. So it doesn't give you an accurate representation of what you're really worth. Okay. So the venues that we have in the database at the moment are mainly hard ticket venues.
Okay.
And so those are the real career moves
Okay.
for a band.
Yeah.
You know, those are the ones that are actually progressing your career.
Yeah.
But as a booking agent, we have to blend those hard and soft ticket venues together.
Okay.
Because those, we call them menu venues. I'll give that term to Rick Booth at Intrepid.
Yeah.
So he, I don't know if he coined that or not, but somewhere along the way we started calling them soft ticket menu venues.
Okay.
But you know, we have to. They're the ones that are able to pay you, you know, $1,000 on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
You know, they can give you 1,000 in rooms on those days.
Yeah.
So I try to take really good care of those clubs because they are the connectors for your tour.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
you want to be playing the hard ticket venues on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday.
Yeah.
But you need those menu venues.
The soft ones. Yeah.
That's right. You need those on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
yeah.
so you're not just sitting in a hotel room racking up expenses.
Right.
You know, so I treat those venues like gold.
Yeah.
Because without them, the tours don't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you have, you know, weekend warrior, fly in, fly out.
Mhm.
You know, it's really not economically viable at that point. So.
And you were telling me, Brad, too, that you even have a spreadsheet or documentation that logistically shows how much time and money an artist can save by utilizing this software program. You have a breakdown of that as well. Yes.
Artists are notoriously bad at math and keeping up with their data. And so, yeah, after you sign up, I do a one-on-one call with you and try to figure out what's the best route for you. At least I'm doing this right now anyway. May not be able to do this as
it grows.
thousands of people come in. I'm getting ready to record a bunch of Loom videos where you kind of record your screen, say click here to do this and that kind of stuff. But right now, the power is for the independent artist, and I'm able to do that right now because I want to make sure that every single artist that uses this is successful.
Yes.
Like everyone.
And just, if you're out there listening as an independent artist, if you want to get in on this, and I would encourage you to do it right now, is a great time to jump in with Mogul AI right at the beginning, because you're going to get that upfront personal, you know, interaction right now that, like you said, later when you got thousands and thousands of artists, you may not be able to give as much personal interaction. So if you're getting in right now on the early, you know, aspects of it, I would say jump on in, and I'm sure that'll play a little bit, as you say, you know, you don't want to play favorites, but I'm sure, you know, your loyal people that have been on from the beginning will always probably have a little bit maybe more priority as far as the personalization, but I don't know. But it just seems that it goes that way. But yeah, so I would say jump in. It's a great time. I know you just finished your testing with it, right? And you're ready to rock and roll, and it's up and running and out the door, right?
Yeah, we're in at the tail end of what's called beta testing.
Okay.
And basically I have like 120 early adopters that have been giving me feedback on it.
Okay.
I've tried to kind of keep it small so I can actually interact with everyone and get that feedback. So yeah, we're really just waiting on some approval for the integrations with Meta for Facebook and Instagram, and of course TikTok and Google.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a huge process to get that done, and that's really all we're waiting on at the moment. Because and I can kind of get into this, but like the booking agent, you're going to get the database, you can look at it, you can pick the venues, all of that.
Okay.
It's going to show you a map with like a radius, and you get to pick the venues that you want it to do. It's going to draft up the emails and the copy. You can make sure that, you know, it fits your voice and your tone and everything.
Okay.
But it is going to do that outbound outreach for you.
Okay.
And you can even set, you know, follow up in X amount of days, and it's going to draft the copy for that email. So in 5 days, it's going to send it out, and you just approve it. As soon as you send out the first one, you're going to approve the follow-up email.
Oh, nice.
To send out to them in 5 days. If it hasn't responded back, it's going to send them, hey, just following up on this. And, you know, so it's going to automate some of that process. And like for me, I was like, if it just does that,
I know, that's a workload right there in itself.
I pay 10 grand a year just for that. If it just does the
I
follow
know. I got my mom doing that for me right now, bless her heart. She came to live with me. She's been with me for about a year. I love her to death. It's like a dream come true. But she used to help me book when I was young.
Okay.
And I got her back on helping me book. So yeah, she's sending out those. She's like, Angela, this is so hard. Why don't they answer? Some of these people don't even answer. I'm like, Mom, that's just how it is.
Right, right. So, and you know, something I tell all of my clients, you know, we are still in a relationship business. And I know some of the listeners may be worried about, you know, that side of things. This is meant to be a co-pilot for you to run your business. It's not meant to be like a replacement for anything. Yeah. And it's meant to keep your tone and keep everything on brand for you.
Yeah, still personalized.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's going to do the outbound outreach, the follow-ups, and you know, it's able to receive those offers, and then it can even take those offers and put them into a digital contract for you, so you don't have to do that data entry side of everything.
Yeah.
It's going to put it into a contract. You can go in and edit it, of course. It's going to take that offer and put it into a contract form. And then if you have the marketing agent, then when it creates the contract, it is able to create a digital poster for that show.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
Because it already has the start time, the ticket price, the address, and it has all that information, right? So, and you get to approve the poster, of course. You know, you can upload your own background, and it's going to put in the little boxes with the tickets and all that. So, but we're able to basically create a digital asset for you to give the promoter or the buyer an asset to start promoting that show before they ever even sign the contract.
Okay, yeah,
so
that's awesome.
The time from confirmation to promo should be 0.
Okay.
Which is huge.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's a lot of time that usually goes into all those details and planning and getting it just from point A to signed contract, you know?
That's right. And I could get into why that is so important, but I mean, even for a lot of national and international touring acts, from the time I would confirm a date to the time their publicist that they're paying $5 grand a month on. From the time I confirm to the time they reach out and make contact with that venue, usually a month has gone by. And as you know, most bookings take place about 3 months out. Well, you just missed a third of your marketing because the left hand of your business didn't know what the right hand was doing. A third. It's massive. You know. So anyway, but there's a lot of other things that we can help you on that consulting side to put into your rider to make sure that we close that gap even further. And so there's a lot of tips and tricks and things we can do there. But so once the poster and the contract goes out and we get the signed copy back, we can go ahead and the marketing agent kicks in. It's going to create 5 posts for each date that you book. Immediately.
Oh, that's great.
So it's going
social media is time consuming too. Lord have mercy.
It
We
is.
all know that.
And we're solving that problem as well.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
It's going to create 5 posts. One is for the show announcement. One for the month before, the week before, the day before, and the day of.
Awesome.
And you get to approve the copy on that, and then once you do it, you schedule it out, or actually it does it for you. You don't have to know what platform to do at what time is the optimal time. It knows what to do. You just approve the copy and it schedules it.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So that's huge right there. You know. So it's also going to help you get more sign-ups for your newsletter, more trackers on bands in town. It's going to help you do cross-selling with your merchandise. Which I don't know if you guys are not following what's happening with Live Nation and all of that, but one of the biggest things that has come out of this case with Live Nation is now the artist can start requesting the ticket buyer information.
Oh, wow.
You were not able to do that up until recently.
I didn't know that.
And now they're not obligated to give that to you. You have to request it.
Okay.
But now you can start to get that ticket data
for the mailing
so that you can start cross-selling and adding them to your email list.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
So that's going to like even help what we're building even more. And that's not something I anticipated. But it's going, if you can put those pieces together, it will help. So But it's going to help you get trackers on bands in town. It's going to help you with your merch. It can even write your newsletter for you because it understands your business plan. It understands what shows you're doing. It understands your social media. So it's going to draft a copy for your newsletter. You just simply copy and paste that into your newsletter and send it out.
That's awesome.
Saving all that time. And then like the management agent, it's going to essentially operate like a tour manager. It is going to advance the dates for you.
The logistics, oh man.
It's going to 30 days out and 60 days out. It's going to reach out to the venue and say, hey, how are ticket sales? What do we need to do better on marketing? Have you listed, is the ticket link working? Is everything posted on the socials? Who's our day of show contact? Where are the hotel rooms? Where do we park? You know, where's the merch table? Do you have a merchant? It's going to do all of that stuff for you.
Awesome.
It's going to do everything a tour manager normally does except helping you load in and load out.
That's awesome.
So, but it is meant to we're just reducing that friction and all of that time that it takes to do all of those functions. And, you know, like and so going back to what you were saying earlier, you know, I put together a true cost calculator. Which helps you look at what you're currently doing and what you're spending your time on and all of that before you ever start. Like, just figure out, like, I have the sheet. All you have to do is fill in the numbers, you know, and how much time it's taking you to do everything. And then I send you a cost benefit analysis. I've already crunched the numbers. And I basically have said, look, if you pay yourself $10 an hour to do all these things, this is what it's costing you. And then this is how much the Music Mogul AI way is of doing things. And when you look at it, it's really eye-opening. But it can save you a minimum of like $15,000 a year.
And just the growth that's happening from it, you know, from truly, you know, putting everything together, every piece of the puzzle of the pie till it works together.
All in one place. And that's why my developers were like, why don't you just do a booking agent? And I was like, because that's what everybody else is going to do.
And you need all the parts to work together.
And what people don't understand is that marketing, booking, and management are all interconnected. And if you neglect one of those, the other two suffer by default. It just does. Whether you're doing that the old-fashioned analog way with humans or with the software. So it all has to work together. And that's why I pushed through and wanted to have all three of these in one dashboard. So you're essentially getting the software that helps you set up the infrastructure, put the systems in place for you that you control. And then we give you offer the consulting or the mentorship on an as-needed basis. So you're able to get a holistic view and help of services that you can control.
You're not just left out in the dark.
Right. Like, and that's something that's really part of our secret sauce is
that mentorship.
The consulting, which is more like a one-on-one, and our mentorship is more in a group setting.
That's right.
So mentorship is, we do 2 hours once a week or twice a week. Open-ended question answer. You fill out a form, and we get to the questions that are filled out the form first or whatever.
The consulting is one-on-one.
The consulting is more one-on-one, where we're able to go over specifics to you and your business. Where the mentorship, you're kind of talking in generality, because you're talking to a bunch of different people, but it's great community and networking. And all of that. So, but it's cheaper than the consulting. But so we kind of have a little bit of everything. And then, if you don't have any money or little money at all, I even published a book recently.
I forgot about your book. We got to tell them about your book too.
Yeah, it's called The Music Business Playbook. And you can get it on Amazon, an ebook for $10. A paperback is $20.
That's awesome.
But it's a lot of the stuff that I have mentioned
absolutely worth
1,000 times on my consults with everyone. I found myself just repeating a lot of the same stuff, and I was like, I'm going to put this in a book so that they can just read this for $20 or $10.
Is it available in audio as well?
It's not yet, but I'm working on
it. You gotta get it in audio.
I've had a lot of requests for the audio book for all of you musicians
absolutely
out there.
On the road, pop it in, listen while you're
musicians hate numbers and we hate reading, so we're auditory learners, and visual learners for the most part.
Yeah.
And that is something that I want to do in the future. It's not quite there yet, but I've gotten pricing on it. And they asked me, do you want to do the auditory, the speaking of the book, or do you want to hire someone? I was like, I'll probably just hire someone. But so that is something that you can do just to get started and see if you like my ideas. But it is distilled information. It's not a novel. It's only 119, 20 pages.
Okay.
It's not very much. It is not meant to be. It's meant to be distilled, specific information to give you insights without having to pay for the consulting. You're getting a lot of that same information that you can read on the bus or on the tour, in the van, on your phone, as you're going between shows. So,
well, that is awesome. Tell the name of the book one more time.
The Music Business Playbook.
Music Business Playbook. Now tell everybody where they can go. MogulAI.com. I know, but where all else? We want to make sure we direct everybody in all the right places. StewartEntertainment.net as well, and but MusicMogulAI.com is the main site. Yes. And you're on Facebook as well.
We're on Facebook,
all the
Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, you name it. We're on all of those. And then, of course, we have started the Music Industry Architects podcast as well. So, if you want to do that. But, we even, we have a custom GPT inside the dashboard for Music Mogul AI as well, where you can ask it questions about the music industry. We have our affiliate links. We have affiliate partners. So I've already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars with a lot of these other companies that do tour publicity support or radio promo or YouTube or whatever, and I can put you in touch with these people. And not only can I put you in touch, but I may even be able to get you a better deal than what you would get if you were just calling them cold. So we have some of preferred vendors inside of there. So there's a lot of other features that are coming, but my developers were like, dude, you have to focus, just work with us here. So anyway, lots of good stuff happening with that, and I'm super excited as to to see what everybody does with this.
I know, I'm excited as well. Just if you're out there listening, and I know this is a huge problem because I talk to my friends that are in the industry all the time, and I have people ask me, and I ask people like, how do you get a booking agent and management? And like, you were saying, a lot of people, they don't realize they're not quite ready for one yet, the level that you need to be on, but this is that step to get you there and operate, for you as that, right there in AI. So, wow. So awesome. I'm so excited. Technology is wonderful, isn't it?
It is. And, going back, I know we're running out of time, but I wanted to tell your listeners this.
Yeah, we got a few more minutes.
Here's the thing. While we are in a relationship business for the most part, and that's how things have been running for the status quo for 100 years, right? The truth of the matter, though, is the buyer could hate your band. Okay. But if you're selling tickets, they're going to book your band.
Right. It's product.
And on the on the other side, they could love your band. Right. You could be their favorite band, but if you're not selling tickets, there's only so many times they can do that. And that's why we need to be keeping up with all of the ticket sales that you're doing, keeping up with your data, because you need to be able to leverage that to build on and to reflect and understand how. And after every show, with our system, you can input, I sold this many tickets at this price, this much of this, I sold this many t-shirts, this many hats, and it's going to keep up with all of that for you. Okay. So that that's great. So you can keep up with, you just log in and put in the amounts at the end of the show. When you get the settlement sheet, just do minimal data entry. Yeah. And it's going to keep up with that for you.
Now, is there a mobile app with this as well? I'm assuming there probably
is. That is a feature that we are working on. It's currently a web app. Okay. But we are working to get it on iOS and Android. Okay. That is another aspect, another level of it. But I was told that you have to build it on a website first. Okay. Because there are 3 different programming languages, essentially, and you want to get the website done, and then they can convert it into the other But so that's why we're
Yeah,
still,
down the road.
yeah, we're,
Yeah.
we're getting on those integrations
Yeah.
and everything. And yeah, so that's definitely features that are coming, because that was my goal. I was like,
Yeah.
artists don't want to carry a computer.
Right, yeah,
They
yeah.
need to be able to do this on their phone.
Right,
So
on the go, on the road, yeah.
that's coming. Yeah, you're good foresight. You're looking ahead.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Brad, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, taking the time, come hang out in the woods with us. I always say, if you hear the banjos, keep on coming. You're coming the right way.
Yeah.
But it's so great to, get this information. I'm so excited about all that you're doing in the industry to help it grow and help independent artists. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you've done, and congratulations on all your success, and I just wish you so much more success. And check out Music Mogul AI. Check out Stewart Entertainment Agencies. And anything else they need to check out on your sites or anything?
I'm just excited. I want to see everyone doing this and getting as many bookings as possible. I'm just curious to see what everyone's able to do.
That's right. We want to thank you for hanging out with us. You've been listening to WRFM LP Pasco, Tennessee, 103.7 FM, 107.1 FM, Bellevue, Franklin, parts of Brentwood. Shout out one more time to my sponsors, Micon Services, out of Bogalusa, Louisiana, for all your construction needs, residential and commercial, 30 years, family-owned business, earning each customer one relationship at a time. If you don't have my latest release, check it out. It's called Rise, and check me out on AngelaEasley.com. You've been listening to the Angela Easley's Rock and Blues Roots Review on Radio Free Nashville. We hope you'll tune in every week right here from 8 to 10 p.m. on Tuesdays. Have a great night, everybody. We'll catch you next time. I'm out of here.
You're so good at this.
Oh, thank you.
You're on the money, on the time and everything.